Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far podcast, Parks and Socials edition for the week of 3/16/24. Today, we are going to talk about John's last couple weeks in the parks and about social media and how that's been going. All right, and with that, John, how did your week in the parks go?
Yeah, I don't even know. It's been at least a couple of weeks now, but I'm going to start out with last Sunday. My wife and I went to Mount Dora, which I heard was very nice, and it is. We went shopping. They have restaurants, and that's about 30 minutes from where I live in Mineola. And then from there, we decided to stop at the Magic Kingdom. So let's see what this looks like. Here we're looking at a monorail ride. We wanted to go to the Grand Floridian to see the Easter eggs. You know, they have chocolate Easter eggs there. So we got on the resort monorail, and here you can see we went by the Polynesian, and you can see the new DVC tower here. They have a lot of glass in that it kind of reflects the sky off the glass. I like that. But as you can tell, it's just an overwhelming building. And based on the concept art, it does not look anything like the Polynesian Resort, which it's right next to, or the Grand Floridian, which it's right next to. It kind of fills in the gap between the two, where before the luau was kind of hidden in tropical overgrowth where you didn't see anything. So there was a space between. So my opinion, it's going to look terrible.
And recently, by the way, actually is in this past week, the head of Imagineering is gone, and she's moved on, which is Disney speak for she got fired. And I don't know, since she came on board, a lot of this stuff started looking a lot like Hilton's.
I actually forgot about that, and I am in the construction industry, so I deal a lot with architects, and turns out she is from Gensler Architect, which I've worked on countless projects of Gensler. They do a great job. But yeah, this is what their buildings would look like. And the new stuff in the middle of Epcot, that's what the landscaping would look like in their new buildings, schools, that kind of thing. This looks kind of like a residential type building. This fits the new standard architecture stuff perfect. And again, I'm not saying there's a connection, but that is odd. Someone who was a higher up at Gensler, head of Imagineering, all of a sudden it looks like Gensler's designing all the buildings and stuff. I mean, they are good, but if you're making a school,
institutional stuff. In fairness, she wasn't there long enough to really have an influence on all of this stuff, but the things, I guess the culture that got her hired, that type of individual hired, was present. And I'm not sure, I'll give Iger credit in all day long if he's making the right changes, and this is part of that, to getting Disney back to an actual company that tells stories with everything, as he claims he wants to do. If he does that, I'd give him credit for it. I'd say,
if he is, though, he's only doing it because there's people trying to get on the board to force him to do it. So now he's doing weird stuff that looks an awful lot like what the new board members would suggest doing.
Yeah, I think so. And
even with that whole thing, two board members can't control a company.
Right.
They could object or question, but they don't get to say what's going to or not going to happen. Who's
You're right.
Hired. There's only two. It's like,
I think he feels, though, I think he feels the pressure, and I think he realizes the company is swayed a certain way, and maybe he's trying to get it back. I can be hopeful about that. That's what I hope.
They did make him look bad. that's for sure.
Yeah, they sure did. All right. Anyways, I'll step off the stage and back to you, John.
So we stopped at the Grand Floridian because we wanted to see the chocolate Easter eggs they have there. They call it the Grand Cottage. It's open from 9 to 9. And it's just a little thing down here where they sell chocolates and Easter treats right where the gingerbread house is around Christmas. And, you know, they have a lot of artsy displays. You know, it's a little blurry. This is the coconut things from Moana that I didn't understand why they're in there when the movie seemed kind of like based in reality for a little while.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this stuff? But anyway, they're cool looking though.
Like, yeah, I like them.
And this everything looks delicious. That looks like it's made out of brownies or something, you know. So I really do like that. I think that is a cool display, and I
sort of think maybe it belongs in the Polynesian, though, don't you? I mean, it would look.
I guess, but they're just doing random stuff all over.
I see.
There was an artist there doing working on this where it's just Disney characters all over the eggs. So that was pretty neat. Cool. But what I found was this was on a Sunday. There was such a line, like there was just so crowded, which. Again, it's good and bad. I'm glad people are interested, but it also makes it very difficult to see. So I'm going to page through a couple just to see. There is one that's my favorite that I will stop on, but, you know, it's just stuff from Disney movies. This is the Disney snacks one where it's got pretzels and churros and that kind of thing. You know, there's a Mickey ice cream bar, the popcorn. So
very neat.
I've never been
even the base. Right? Look at the base. The base is like a traditional Disney, like that kind of generic design that they put on their containers for snacks and popcorn and stuff.
Now, I always do find this stuff very interesting. The different displays they'll do, and they have it at the beach club too, which I did not see yet, but I heard that I saw online they have it there, so maybe I'll go there tomorrow just to, you know, it's not that exciting, but it's something fun. I don't know what this guy is from. Is that from that Disney TV show?
It's sort of one? Yeah, it sort of looks like it. I don't know what that show's called, but that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I forget. I did watch it back when it was on, like in the 90s or whatever. I enjoyed it, but I don't remember what it was called. And of course, I can't see it in my picture. But anyway, they have you know, some more traditional ones, Bambi eggs. This one is my favorite. And I've got a lot more picture and video. This is Alice in Wonderland, and you have the rabbit on the top, and there's, you know, clock pieces and cards going down, and big elaborate timepieces in the middle. And if that's made out of chocolate, my goodness, that's impressive. I'm not 100% sure, but my favorite part are these creepy flowers. They all have faces in there, and I posted a picture of it or a video, and people were like, "Oh, I loved it," until I saw those nightmare-inducing flowers. And I was like, "Oh, that's my favorite part." Like, look at those guys; they're just.
I love it.
Those looks, there's something. They are scary, but Alice in Wonderland is a kind of a scary story. You know, it's very. It's not. It's you know, Disney made it, but they didn't write that story. That was
the sculptor on that is really talented.
That's what I mean. I think that is just terrific. I love that one. So that was my favorite egg. Here's another character one that was already finished. I guess someone else's version of the character one. The Belle one was pretty cool. It's got Belle on one side, and on the other side it's hollowed out with the rose in the middle of it. So that was well done. Yet that is so small in there, and they make it look like, you know, stars and everything. So as usual, whoever they have doing this stuff does a great job. Yeah, there's the sword in the stone. Like that's pretty cool. That you can tell the people are like are Disney fans from long back because who even remembers this movie exists? That it's younger, you know. So pretty cool. They had the Main Street Electrical Parade. They have that lit up with Pete's Dragon in it. I thought that was a cool one. They had Mickey's Runaway Railway. Um, they even have the statues out front. They have some of the writing on the walkway.
It what awesome detail! There. Awesome detail there.
I thought that was very well done. And again, I was impressed with that one too. Here's one. It's a scene of Daisy Duck and like little dogs, some bunnies out, like very elaborate scene, you know, like the grass looks like it's made out of icing maybe. And so
wonder if that's what her house looked like in Toon, like over when the Toonland and Magic Kingdom.
I think it did. Now that you say that. And here is I don't know which one is the good one. Princess and the Frog was more like a diorama one too, but it looks like somebody broke the neck. See that in there? I bet some kid reached in and touched it or something. But it is a good one though. But I have a feeling that happened though. It doesn't look bad as you back out from it, but I think somebody reached in. So. But anyway, that was a pretty cool. I like the depth of them, you know, like you have to go in because this is what it looks like from out. You don't see anything. You have to you see like the shadow of Tiana in the back. So, and of course, I went around again and went back to my favorite one, and I was looking at all the details on it, and there's my favorite. But yeah, I really like that. And of course, I got the most footage of it because it was my absolute favorite. And
that's unbelievable.
That's about it, except for the pictures of it. Like I said, I got a lot of pictures of this thing. I need to post more before Easter comes.
Yeah, you do. That's fantastic.
Typically, I don't care if people like stuff or not because if I like it, I'm going to post it. So I think that's where I'm going to do more of these because I just think I like that angle too. You can see the Grand Floridian behind it. So I need to post that. So from there, we took the resort monorail from the TTC to the Grand Floridian, and you know those things get pretty full. The walking path is still open between Grand Floridian and Magic Kingdom. So we walked to the Magic Kingdom from there. So I got to walk on my favorite walking path a little bit. And, you know, I miss being able to walk the whole way. I know it's long, but I really just did like that. But anyway, we got to walk to the Magic Kingdom. We had reservations for Liberty Tree Tavern, which I know I eat at all the time, but my wife loves the food and I love the food, and the dessert is one of the best desserts that I've had anywhere at Disney. The ooey gooey toffee cake thing, whatever it is, so good. And it's got ice cream and warm cake underneath. Like it's just perfect. But anyway, we went there. We've done it many times. We love the salad. We love all the food. And again, once again, food was great. We kind of went just for that. There's my wife posing with Liberty Tree Tavern because she loves it. There's me staring at my phone, blind and old because I can't see it. So there's my salad, and it has been changed a little bit, but it's still good, you know. And there's the food, and I think the roast beef is my favorite. And my wife doesn't even eat that part for some reason. I eat hers then too, and I don't have to ask for anything extra. That's her dessert. It's some kind of apple thing because she can't have dairy and egg.
That looks different than what she got the last time, isn't it? Or is it the
I don't
same
know.
thing?
It might be different. When it comes to allergy stuff, sometimes they wing it, like
Yeah.
whoever the chef is gonna don't make sure it's safe, but they're not gonna. And there is my ooey gooey
Yeah.
toffee ice cream with the fudge brownie cake underneath. And I I have to say that I can't think of any dessert at Disney that I've had that's better than that. Not
Yeah.
that I
It's,
don't eat a lot of desserts, but my goodness,
I
it's like
don't either, but
perfect.
that is really fantastic. It's a good
Yeah,
dessert.
yeah. I like I said, I don't eat a lot, but it's just good. And
I don't think people, I don't know. Nobody really talks about the Liberty Tree Tavern, but I like going there. I know you
now
do.
this explains it a little bit if anybody wonders. The one my wife got is plant-based Johnny Appleseed's warm apple cake.
Mm.
That is no milk, no eggs. I got the ooey gooey toffee cake, vanilla toffee cake, chocolate sauce, and vanilla ice cream. And I've been trying to watch what I eat, and a few weeks ago was more the beginning of my diet, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have one bite. I ended up eating pretty much the whole thing. I didn't even pretend this time. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not on a diet for this meal because I'm gonna eat it. So, and then we walked through tomorrow, or we walked to Tomorrowland by way of the new back underneath Tron pathway because we don't use that a lot. So figured we'd make use of the new. I recorded it on a hyperlapse video that I need to put that up sometime. It's one of those that I just forget about. So we were going to go on the People Mover, and the People Mover was so crowded, but I decided to wait anyway. And my wife didn't really want to wait, so she went to Starbucks. I rode the People Mover, and it started pouring while I was on it. So I'm riding the People Mover, and you can see the rain in the video, just rain pouring down. But I thought it was cool because you can see blue sky in the distance. So normal Florida weather, blue sky, and it's pouring. But so yeah, I got a rainy ride in the People Mover, which I thought that was interesting. I do find that fun to see the park all rained up like that. Should post more of that too. That is interesting. I got to write these things down. I go through and I end up posting the same stuff because I forget the good stuff. All right. And during the rainstorm, my wife was holding coffee and went to the glass shop and watched them creating glass art. So she enjoyed that. And for some reason, all of that stuff is gone. The other thing I wanted to do for this trip, I figured while I'm there, I really wanted to. I didn't get to see the all of the topiaries at Epcot yet. So I before we left, I'm like, I want to take the monorail to Epcot and just see a couple. Here's a couple pictures of Main Street while it's raining pretty hard, so nice and empty. Then we got on the monorail, and I watched this balloon, which I think I'm going to post this whole thing eventually too. It's 2 minutes and 31 seconds. I was going to get like a 5-second clip, and then I just kept watching it, and then it kind of mesmerized me a little as I'm watching the monorail stuff go by in the back, and this balloon just wobble around in front of me. Look, the light, you can see another monorail going by. It's like, it might just be me, but I'm going to share the whole 2 minutes and 31 seconds. So if somebody else likes to watch balloons on a monorail bob around on a rainy day, I'm going to share it and see what happens. And I keep forgetting that.
Too bad we didn't have that whenever we tried that 24-hour type stream, around the clock stream. That would have worked. Yeah.
Never stops. Yeah, just that. And then I rode through the Epcot, And again, it was pretty rainy, but it still looks nice with the Flower and Garden Festival. And what I mentioned about this, like I posted this, and in my mind, I'm like, all right, they opened up the middle, they opened up Moana's water. I'm like, there's not much construction left. But then I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, there's an awful lot of construction left, and looks like they're not working that hard on it. Like right here, you can see, look at that area. There's still, I mean, there's mud all over in there yet. Like they're not. That's a lot of construction going on. Which
they're
in my
building
mind,
a whole building.
In my mind, I'm like, well, they're pretty much done with it. It's like, no, there's a huge part still under construction.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, finally, the construction walls are down. It's like, oh man, not at all.
No, they're building another innovations building or something, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to call it Communicore to, so you can remember.
You're right. It's Communicore, like the old one. Oh, you're going to be in trouble now. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Please don't ban me for life, Disney. I didn't know. But anyway. So we did that. We did walk around a little bit because I didn't get like whatever her name is. I call every girl at Epcot Moana. So she's Moana. The Encanto lady's Moana. Moana's Moana.
She's from old. Encanto. She's one of the characters from Encanto. So that's you call all the characters from Encanto Moana, don't you?
This is Asha from Wish. I remember now because I had to look.
Okay, then I made a mistake.
You got it wrong too.
I call every character from Wish Encanto. I guess I don't know. They all kind of look the same nowadays, like all their characters. So it's kind of hard for me to.
When they make them out of this, they all do have a similar look. But I was going to say though, I do love the usage of succulents. Like, look how nice that looks. That's what they used for Figment's head first. Now they're using it all over the place.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they all kind of have similar features. Like, they're all green, and so it's like green and earthy, and it's hard to determine for me. Like, because I don't follow their IP anymore, so it's kind of like,
Well, I was going to say the one that you're thinking of is back here, but I don't really have a good. This is the girl that it looks like, this one. And she has the same succulents making up her dress and stuff.
That's it.
But yeah, I'm getting old. I just keep saying the Moana is all of them. And I got a nice little video of the monorail going by over the flowers. Got some cocoa. This year, this is one of my favorite ones too, Dante the dog. And it turns out he has projection mapping on him at night, but I didn't go at night yet, so I didn't see it. But I wondered why he's so elaborate with like designs that you can see him during the day, but they don't really stand out. You really have to zoom in. They're getting projection mapped at night. So here's one that I edited to bring out colors a little bit. But he is definitely a cool one. And this is inside the Odyssey. It's not that special. I feel like they really don't do a lot anymore. They do a few projections, a little bit of paint, and just some seats around, a little bit of merch, but it's not that impressive. I always did like the citrus tables though. I love citrus and when it's used for stuff like that. And then I got some more pictures of the Groot topiary because I didn't get these yet, so I was nowhere near among the first to get them. But it is cute.
That's very cool. So is that a new one for this year?
Yeah, you got Groot and Dante are the newer ones. They're pretty cool. And Asha, whatever her name is, up front too. So I think those are the three that I noticed. There is like some in Germany that's like I don't even know what, I didn't even look at them yet, but I saw other people. They're not very elaborate. So, yeah, there's some more Asha on the way out. And this looks good at night too. I think this thing, see the fiber optics lights coming out of it. I think at night that's a star and the lights just shine out. So, and then we went back to the Magic Kingdom and went home. And then a few days later, we met friends at Disney Springs, one of my favorite places, and we ate at T-Rex. I had gift cards from T-Rex or a Rainforest Cafe for probably like a year or two now. They're just sitting there, and so we invited our friends that we used to live by to go and see them. Yeah, look, they do have one Irish shirt if you need it. Luckiest place on earth, St. Patrick's Day. That is pretty cool.
I like it.
But only one.
Only one. It was probably the size that nobody really.
Extra small.
Yeah.
But anyway, I haven't eaten at the T-Rex Cafe in a long time. I like Rainforest, and I have something I always get there. I really enjoy it, and so we went to T-Rex and we had lunch, and of course I got lots of video walking around while there's a thunderstorm, and you can see the cave changing colors, and it's always a cool place to eat. It was so loud though, like I could barely hear the people that I was with, and there was a huge table that was extra loud by me, and they left, and it made it a little bit easier. But it is a beautiful place. Like I love how they have the stars, and there's a woolly mammoth. I mean, dinosaurs around. Here is a jellyfish chandelier, which I think all that stuff is just so cool. Like I greatly appreciate themed dining. Now, when it comes to the food, was not that great this time. And again, I haven't eaten here in years, but what I got here years ago was a salad that had some kind of cuts of steak mixed in, and it was really good. Like I had it. I remember my stepdad had it. He thought it was great, and so I was kind of looking for that. And their menu changed a lot since then, so they didn't have it. My wife just got a plain burger and fries, and she said it was all right, like just no better or worse than any other burger. My friends got, I don't even know what that is exactly, some type of, I don't know, some type of shrimp thing maybe. And I got, what is that called? It's chicken something or other. Of course, I can't remember the name of it. It was good. The chicken was tough, like meaning it was like a little chewy, and I'm not a chef, so I don't know why that would happen, but the chicken was a little tough. I still ate it. The other stuff was all right. Basically, I ate my meal and I was like, it's all right. It's edible. And we all were pretty much on the same page that the food was not great, which I don't like to say because I love Rainforest and I know the same company owns it, but it really was not that great. Still worth going there though, because you can see really cool stuff. But what I told people though, some people were like, I can't get a reservation. My children really wanted to eat there, but they did get Boathouse. I said, well, then you're going to get good food at the Boathouse and just walk over and walk right in. You can go to the gift shop and wander around a little bit. I mean, you can't sit there all day, but if you walk through, they're not going to be mad. You can go in and visit. You don't have to have a dining reservation to walk in the door. So, I gave him that little tip. Go ahead and eat at the Boathouse and then go in and look at the dinosaurs for a while and the
Or
best of both worlds.
get yourself on the walk-up list, or the when you get there. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
You'll be in there within 2 hours or so.
Well, a lot of times there's just seating available in there too, so
Yeah.
that is good. Then we went to the Art of Disney, and my wife loves Ursula, and she's been looking at this thing for probably years now. It's the Little Mermaid. Pat Carroll signed a picture of Ursula, and it's got, the plaque in there, certificate of authenticity. She's been looking at that for years, and so I bought it for her. I was like, all right, you can have it. It's hanging on the living room wall now, but I do love Pat Carroll. I think she was just such a good voice actor, and just her songs and stuff. Like, I'm not a big Disney anything fan when it comes to movies and music. Little Mermaid I saw maybe once in my life, but the music that she sings and her voice acting in it, just so good. So I'm a huge Pat Carroll fan. Just her, and she's not around anymore. So in my head I was like, these are going to go, and then my wife will never have one, because it's like they only have a couple there, and when they're gone, they're gone. Pat Carroll is not making anymore. And the lady that worked there was saying how, after Robin Williams passed away, there was stuff from him in there signing for the genie and stuff, and when it was gone, it was gone. There's nothing you can do. So I spent $600 and some on a signed Ursula picture, but I don't feel bad about it. I really did like Pat Carroll, so it's fine. So from there, we spent a little more money on the way out. My friend's daughter got to stuff a dinosaur, which I let them have whatever was left on the gift card to put towards that, so she could stuff her own dinosaur at the Build-A-Bear dinosaur shop that's in the gift there. And then we stopped at NYC Bakery, which has I think it's all vegan stuff. It's expensive though. I think this cupcake was like $11 and this is like $18. It's like unbelievable prices. You could get a whole meal at Texas Roadhouse for the price of one piece of crumb cake. But my wife liked it though, and I had some too. It was good. The crumb cake tasted great, at least. And that is it for that outing. And I was going to say, here's a thing that I saw about somebody and their dogs. I love Danny DeVito. Someone's trying to steal your dog. It means you value your dog more than someone. And it's like, so anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah.
I just thought that was hilarious because I do love my dog. So
me too. On mine.
Here's a little sample of a video. I was trying to use editing a little bit, and I did that little flash coming in. I thought that was cool.
That is cool. I love that.
Again, that's just in CapCut, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. CapCut can do almost anything. So anyway, yesterday, it was a Friday. Of course, my wife was not working, and I wanted to go get some footage somewhere, and I'm like, why don't we go, since the parks are so crowded at spring break, let's go to a hotel and just have dinner. We didn't eat at Toledo in a long time, which is on top of the tower at Coronado Springs. I always forget the name of the tower.
Love Coronado Springs.
So we ate at Toledo, and I got something, different that I didn't previously. But the first thing I did when I got there was look around. You can see Epcot, you can see Swan and Dolphin, and you can see the Tower of Terror, and you can see there's the water park, Blizzard Beach, and now you can see Animal Kingdom, all from one building, just pan by. I thought that was really cool. That's a lot of Disney stuff to see. And then from where we sat inside the restaurant, you can see there is the Contemporary and Space Mountain. And then you pan to the left a little bit, and we are right next to, there's the Tree of Life and Everest. Oh, that's the back of Everest. Get that off there.
Yeah,
Pretend you didn't see that.
if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
The backstage keeps getting in my content. But anyway, I
Telling
thought
you,
that
you're gonna
was
get in
cool.
trouble.
Yeah, I hope so. And here's looking down. This is where I sat. This is what I'm looking down at. So that's, you could see the pool there. And again, if you look up, you
Yeah.
can see the parks too. So this
There's
is really
that's
high
the
up.
Three Bridges restaurant right there too,
Oh, yeah.
which Amy and I ate at, and I really liked that place. It was really nice.
I've never eaten there yet. That's
Yeah.
and I was telling my wife too. I'm like, we went back to the same place we already ate out of habit. That place exists, and Rick's Sports Bar, they
Yep.
got great normal food too. She was looking at that and like, oh, you can get a nice chicken sandwich and like cool stuff. Like, I want to go and eat at Rick's Sports Bar.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I got breakfast when we left on our last trip there. I got breakfast from there on the way out, and then from Three Bridges, it's like a tapas type setup with a really nice bar area. It's good. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I brought up the menu just because I'm always stumbling through what I got, so I should make a habit of that. I got the let's see, I got it. I got the romaine salad, and of course, I look and I'm like, romaine salad, lemon vinaigrette. I'm like, that I'll take one of those. White anchovy. That's disgusting. A soft poached egg. Why on earth would you put that in a salad? And I ended up getting that, and I ate it, but I was like, I did not enjoy it at all. And I was like, I would never get that again. But this is what it looked like. Not much to it, but there's a soft poached egg underneath, which I didn't even know till I was getting at the bottom. I was like, there's an egg leaking yolk all over under here. And I am not I don't like any kind of fish or seafood. Turns out there's anchovies on it, which I ate. So I don't know. I'm still alive. I ate it. But again, I did not read that. I skimmed it. So yeah, I would not have gotten that if I would have. And in the past, I got the marinated olives, which are great. But the problem is they're great to share. When you have a bunch of olives and they're all yours, it's like you end up eating way too many olives. If you're sharing them with other people, awesome. They taste great. So anyway, I did not like the romaine salad. I did eat it. It's edible. But a soft poached egg underneath your salad, I'm like, is that I've never heard of that. I'm not very cultured, but I've never heard of that. And then what my wife and I both got, in the past, I ended up getting the lamb, which was not on the menu yesterday. Unless it's this. I can't read that. Choluleta, con, something. It's like, I don't know what that is, but it serves two. And it's probably good, whatever it is, but I don't know what it says. But in the past, I got the lamb. One time the lamb was great. One time the lamb was all right. This time we both got the filet of beef. So olive potato puree, date jam, and cherry vinaigrette. That was very good. And so here you can see very small, but very good. And then for dessert, it's avocado mousse. Very small again, but very good. And then we walked around a little bit. You can see for some reason either the paint's coming off or there's hard water buildup all over the top of the pyramid at the pool. So I found that odd. So we walked around there a little bit more, visited the gift shop. There was some homeless prop there. I don't know what that was about.
That's Bruno. We don't talk about him.
Yeah, we don't talk about homeless guys. We should, because they can be a problem. But anyway, that is it for that. And I wanted to make a quick mention before we end. I'm up to 259,000 on TikTok, 123,000 on Facebook. And what did I want to mention? I was thinking of something that I wanted to talk about with that, and I can't remember what it is now. Well, regardless, social media has been going okay. 123,000 is a lot. I have been getting harassed by people now because I'm finding success on Facebook, which is new, and people don't seem to like that. But we'll work through that, and I think, yeah, I don't remember what else I was going to say on it, but social media is going well. But I do, as always, you kind of have to shift focus around with it. So I think I might actually start looking at YouTube a little more. I'm going to post some more long format videos on YouTube. And, I'm still going to do this, but focus needs to shift because I know what I wanted to say. TikTok getting banned. Everyone's, they're going to be over. I'm not a huge fan of Meta, who is lobbying the government to ban their competition, which is TikTok. Not that I'm a fan of the people behind TikTok either, but I don't really care where my censorship comes from. Either way, it's censorship. And I hope that they do follow through, because TikTok is not going to disappear. Microsoft is already salivating, saying, we'll buy it. Amazon is like, we could buy that. We could imagine if Amazon or Microsoft buys it. It could be my new absolute favorite place, because if they try to reassure the creators on there, honestly, I would love to be on a newly owned TikTok owned by either of those companies and see what they offer. Might be better for me in the long run, as a matter of fact. And it'll be a big surprise to Meta, who's like, oh, we got him now. It's like, oh, yeah, somebody that runs a business much better than you just got it, So anyway, that's all I got. You need to get going.
Yeah. All right. So where can they find you online, John?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and SeeUO on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. And you can find me at The Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat, on all the socials. And that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.